it's an interesting one because obviously the size of your stock doesn't increase. It's just what you have sitting there, it increases in value drastically. So what might have been suitable for a UL safe 1 or a UL 2 suddenly exceeds those boundaries that the normal levels have. So it's important to keep on top of your inventory, check your values, and make sure that the protections you have in place are adequate for your increased values that you're storing.
First and foremost, business owners need to look at their security measures in place with a focus on layers of security that they have around their valuables. I think business owners need to look at layers starting from the exterior, whatever is appropriate, and still, depending on your industry that you're in, can fit your approach that you have as far as a retail environment. If you have customers coming in, security is certainly inconvenient, but it does not have to be something that hurts eye appeal of the business. There's ways to still do that with a nice touch.
If your stock's not changing, then it has to be front of mind and center of mind that your values are increasing and that you may be breaching your insurance limits. You know, what was good for you when you started your policy 12 months ago is now 30 to 50% below where you need to be, and that has various connotations against your insurance. It's important to make sure that you've got a daily check on your stock values and that you're maintaining a good record so that you see where you are. Ideally, as you approach your insurance limits or the limits of your classification of your safe or vault, that you're ahead of that and that you can action that in a timely fashion and see if you need to split the stock or buy another safe. It's just all part and parcel of the inventory management process and making sure that there are no last minute surprises and that you're well prepared to facilitate any increases you have in value.
As the pandemic has hit and times have become tight, both on staffing and needs to adapt to the current situation, I think businesses have leaned on employees that aren't necessarily adequately trained to move valuables around, to audit inventory. For example, if an employer asks a teller who hasn't been properly trained to conduct a withdrawal or a cash delivery on behalf of that business, that person's just not adequately trained, whether that's on the job and or formal documented training.
I mean, obviously, none of us have our crystal balls, so we don't know how long the current situation's going to carry on, and geopolitics comes into that. You know, gold is considered a safe haven, so you know, is the price of gold going to continue to increase? We're seeing inquiries around specific bullion storage, so that's a really interesting one to watch. Here in the UK, there's talk of cashless society and the use of cash reducing drastically. That can then lead to layoffs within the industry, which can cause some concern and upset, and obviously has a risk there. So we might look around sort of employee management and employee infidelity, that could continue to be an issue. I mean, it generally is where as far as cash is involved, but you know, if people are losing their jobs and there's redundancies on the horizon, then you know, that can sometimes push people into doing something a little bit silly or something out of character. So I think the risks are going to continue, and we need to work closely with our client base to help roll with the punches and be there for them to mitigate those risks and assist and work with them as these trends continue to ebb and flow.
As we move forward, and as the current landscape continues to evolve, I think we can continue to help our clientele by regular and recurring audits as a third party. It's been an interesting time to travel during the pandemic, but we have a large group of individuals that we can pull from to get boots on the ground on behalf of our partners and our clients, and make sure that they've got appropriate training around their valuables that they have in their businesses, and really have an understanding of everything that's going on the ground, everything that's going on the ground in their businesses.